We are in a Chodesh and now we have a good man nearby next to me. It's Ehud Ettun, great musician from Israel and of course a teacher in Chodesh and as well a musician who are playing in rhythm section with Sprankov.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing this year?
I am doing good. Everything is really good. I'm enjoying Chodesh, enjoying nature, enjoying the students. It's really fun.
It is the second time.
Yes.
That means that you know where you're going and you have some friends here.
I know all the best places in Chodesh.
And even everybody know your name and surname this year.
Finally they learned it. Yeah, it's a little bit hard.
Now we know it's not so hard.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me how you spent your year before the Chodesh, because everybody talk what is changing for this period from Chodesh to Chodesh.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I got married.
Yeah,
this year,
we know
so,
that. Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And have a great wife, I know.
Yeah, she's here with me. What else happened? Working in Israel on different things that I do, working on my school, touring quite a lot this year. We just came from the United States and from a tour in Europe with my trio.
Cool.
Working on a new album coming soon.
So let's start talking about your album.
Okay.
Now we have two.
Yeah.
So first of all,
so this is the trio album. Yeah. It's called Raw Gestures. Mm-hmm. You know the drummer on this album is Matan Asayag, your friend.
Yeah.
And Daniel Schwarzwald is playing piano. He's a great piano player from Berlin. And in this album we kind of explore this like very stretch playing of, you know, playing some stuff, and there is some Bartok compositions here and some original and some Israeli compositions. The second album is called Bipolar. It's an album I did with a pianist from Japan named Haruka Yabuno. It's a duo thing, and here we play a little bit of original compositions and a little bit of jazz standards. It's a duo project, and also we played with this project in the US and in Canada and a bunch of Europe places and even in Japan. So it's a very interesting.
Yeah, it's sounds very interesting because she's from Japan.
Yeah.
How you started your collaboration?
We met in Boston, but now she lives in Japan and I live in Israel, and we're still working together. We have a concert. We have a tour around once or twice every year, so it's cool.
Tell about your composer side, yeah? About your composition. What are you writing about?
You know, it really depends. I'm writing music when I feel that I have something new to add, but I write music for my friends to sound good, you know? So I write something I'm thinking about, oh, this piano player would play it great, or oh, this, you know, guitar player will sound great on this song, and this is what I think when I write music, unless it's specific. I actually just finished a piece for orchestra and piano with my friend Pablo Lapidusas. He's an amazing piano player from Argentina, and he's gonna play it with an orchestra, so this is more like just writing orchestra parts, you know, but when I'm writing my own composition, I'm trying to think of it like a frame. My job is to make the musicians sound good.
I know sometimes a musician have no time, because a lot of practicing, a lot of concert, collaboration, another project you can take part, yes, and you have no time to compose something, because when you compose you need some time, you need some atmosphere, yeah.
It's really crazy. It's really crazy, and this year was really insane for me. I was like running from place to place and no time to breathe, really. The good thing I did is that I did this artist residency in Korea, 40 days in the forest.
Cool.
Like, a little bit like here, but in Korea. And 40 days I was staying there, working with other artists and like just having some quiet time to compose, which was really an cool experience and great opportunity to write some new music.
Yeah, I know when musician going to another country, he met a lot of another musician and hear a lot of another music, and inspired because mix of that collaboration something new. Yeah, tell what will you take from them? Yeah, maybe some motives, maybe some lyrics. inspired you?
You know, sometimes those things come into the music because you want them to come to the music, but sometimes you just open yourself and those things are kind of coming in without, even if you don't want it to, or it just influence you. So I think like from Korea I took a lot of this like traditional Korean music, for example. You know, they have this song called Arirang, which is like very traditional, and they have gugak music. Here in Poland there is like a lot of this like kind of older Polish composers and songs, which is really cool and very specific kind of music. A little bit similar to Israeli music sometimes, I think. You know, so in every place that I go I really try to just like fit in and do my thing, and hopefully this all comes into my music somehow, you know. Yeah.
I noticed that your brother with you. It's mean you like this place and advise him to come or not?
Yeah, of course. I really like this place. I advise to all of my students in Israel to come. It's going to take some time, but I think very soon we will have some really nice Israeli group coming to Chodesh, because I think it's really cool. It's a great opportunity for people to meet, and especially I feel like you know, Poland, Ukraine, parts of Germany have really cool music scene that we don't know about so much in other places. So I'm very excited that this place makes it happen. You know, tomorrow my friend Kevin Harris will be here from New York, and I think it's important to have all these connections of all these people from around the world that are coming and seeing what's happening in this place.
And about your new album?
My new album is called Songs. Actually, it's really related to what we were talking about. It's called Songs, and basically the album is taking songs from different places around the world and making our own version about it. We recorded it 2 weeks ago in Latvia, in
Why
Riga.
Latvia?
We had a tour and we had a concert in Riga, and then we had like 2 days without anything, so we got into the studio, found an amazing studio called Sound Division in Riga, and we just got into the studio and we recorded this album. So now the album, I sent it to mixing in New York, and I'm waiting for the final result.
Oh, so you're excited!
Yeah.
Waiting, because I know every musician so excited and expected for what it will be here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really curious and really excited.
And for first time you are take first album. Yeah. What are you feeling there, and how you listen to that? I know that you check before you.
Yeah, of
release.
course, of course. But releasing album is always a complex process. You never feel that it's perfect, and you still have to release.
Okay, maybe we are talking about sound and about how to do that. I mean, sometimes musicians say that it's better when you write music, then you are playing on the other place, and only then you are recording. But some musicians tell me that it's better to make album, recording, and then going and present. What is your mean?
I tried the first one and I tried the second one, and I don't know.
Which one better, yeah?
Yeah, because I think that the kind of music that we do is very unknown, so that like you can get into the studio and maybe it will be good and maybe it will be bad, and you just hope that it will be okay, you know. But sometimes you can go into the studio and suddenly it will be amazing, but you know, you cannot really know. It's like a soccer player, you know. Maybe it's a good day, maybe it's a bad day, maybe it's gonna sound great, maybe it's not gonna sound great. So you are really hoping that it will sound good. But I think that the important thing that I remember when I do this kind of thing is that it's not about a specific album, it's not about a specific concert, it's about the whole life, the whole journey, the people that you meet in the way, the places that you see, the experiences that you get, the human connection that you get. And I think like the really inspiring musicians for me are the guys that got this part.
Yeah, I love bass. It's one of the best for me instrument. My lovely instrument is, if to be honest. And for me, interesting. Are you playing on another instrument or only that?
You know, I started to play trumpet a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not so good, but I'm practicing. I will probably
Why that instrument? Because a lot of instruments. Why you choose that?
I wanted an instrument that will be. First of all, I love trumpet. I think it's a beautiful instrument.
Okay.
Not when I play it, but when some people play it, it's beautiful. Also, I wanted an instrument that I can take with me to places, and I
Okay.
don't have to carry, and it's not heavy, and I can just like take
That's
it and
why.
play.
It's like
That's-
practical, yeah.
That's a very practical
and
reason.
comfortable.
Yeah. So that's another thing.
And about your instrument, of course, I want to talk because in Chodesh people coming, student even, yes, coming to take some information, some practicing, and talk with teacher how they are going to be professional with that instrument. Maybe you have some advice, or can you share about how you do that, how you practicing?
I think, you know, we can get very technical here, and maybe I don't want to go too much into details because I want to stay in the bigger picture. And in the bigger picture, my advice for young bass players is don't think about playing bass as being a bass player. It's two different things. And my teacher, his name is Michael Klingelfer, he taught me that it's really important to be able to do everything on the bass. You know, you want to be able to play the bass, but you also want to be able to play the saxophone part and the flute part and the singer part and you know, the drum part and everything. You want to be able to do all these things on the bass and not restrict yourself to thinking that, hey, this is bass, so I have to play the bass part.
Only bass part.
Yeah. And I think I find myself play a lot of the notes in the high register of the bass because of that kind of thinking.
I was in Hans-Peter Salent in Voodoo. You are take part of this band, and I noticed very nice things. I love that you are playing and singing.
Yeah, I've been
Because it's
practicing it.
special. You don't sing is the same what you're playing. It was special for me.
Yeah, it's a new thing that I'm like, you know, I'm trying to do it. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. It's like playing one thing and singing another thing.
It's so hard, I think.
It's hard. I think piano players can do it because they play different melodies with
Yeah.
different hands, but for me bass is really hard to do. But I'm working on it, and it's I make baby steps, you know. Slowly it's becoming something. I really hope that I can get better at this.
I like it so much.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you have so nice voice. You need to sing song.
Oh,
Are you think about that?
nah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's nice with the bass, you know, but it should stay there.
I
Maybe.
know every musician says it's much comfortable. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I think
Instrument.
in this direction you need to continue.
Okay.
Really.
Okay, I will explore it more, I promise.
And a few words about bass player you love so much.
Who are the bass players
Yeah.
that I love? Listen, I really like
Advice.
Ray Brown.
Yeah.
I think Ray Brown is amazing bass player, you know. I got to study a little bit with Dave Holland, which I think is incredible. I love Larry Grenadier, who also I got to study with a little bit, and he's like amazing bass player, an amazing guy, and such a generous, you know, such a generous guy. And of course, my teacher, Michael Klingelfer, is an incredible bass player, and his teacher is a bass player named Gary Carr, who is a classical bass player with an incredible sound. So I really love them both. I think, to be honest, I think there are so many great bass players in the world,
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course.
I heard like my friend Panayotis is doing amazing stuff on electric bass, and my friend Anton Davidians is doing amazing stuff on electric bass.
And what about electric bass and you?
You know, I don't know. I feel like it's not. I like it, but I'm not so. You know, it's not my thing
You have
so
your
much.
favorite, yeah?
Yeah, I think when I'm playing the upright bass, I really feel like I'm. I'm also not. I didn't start in electric bass and move to upright bass. I started from the double bass. So yeah, I think that's my instrument.
After Chodesh, what will you do? You released your album and then going to with a concert?
So we have a really big plans actually. After Chodesh, I'm going to I have one concert in Cyprus, and I'm going to Germany to work on a project that I'm doing with a dancer, Ehud Ettun from Korea. and we have a concert in a festival in Kassel in Germany, and then I have workshops in Israel that we're doing in the desert, and after that I have some tours in Asia. But in the winter, we're planning a big concert tour with my trio to release the new album songs.
Oh, cool.
So this tour will start in the States, in the Northeast, New York, Boston, then go to Canada and the West Coast, and then finish it in Europe. So
and
this will be,
maybe you should come to Kodesh with your trio next year.
I really want to do that. I really want to do this. This will be really special.
So we're waiting for that moment and even waiting for your new album. And maybe a few words about difference of this album. Yeah, I know that different people, different bands, but I know that your composition. So it's interesting. How are you changing, and what are you thinking about these albums? What is the difference of them? I mean,
to the new album and to this album.
Yeah, I mean, maybe much more about your composition, because it's important.
Yeah, I think I compose nowadays. I compose a lot, quite a lot. I think and I'm getting inspired from all kinds of things. I'm really trying to be inspired by the places that I am around. So, but then once I finish writing, I just give it to the musicians and they do their thing. And I feel like this is almost a part of my compositional process. Is like I compose something, but then it's not finished until we play it in a few concerts, and then sometimes people. Now we have a song that we released. It's called "Keep Calm," and somebody texted me and said, "Man, can you send me the notes of this new song?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I actually never wrote it down." Because I still didn't decide about a few things, and I'm not sure about this B part, last 2 bars and some stuff. So a few more concerts we will play this song, and then I will write it down and I will send. So I think it's part of my composition process. Is like first I have idea, we play it a few times, we play it more, and after in the end I write it on the paper, and then it's done.
Okay, maybe in this time you have one, but your favorite composition. I know that every person loves your song, but maybe some special composition for you.
Oh man, there are 2 that I can think of that are interesting now. One is called "Keep Calm," and the other one is called "Deep in the Mountains." And they are kind of recent composition that I wrote, and I was really excited about it. "Deep in the Mountains" I wrote when I was deep in the mountains, and "Keep Calm" I wrote in Jerusalem maybe 1 year ago or something. So they're both kind of interesting. I was trying to push myself to compose something different.
Okay, and how many compositions we done here? Because I know that musicians only take some part of composition to the album, but have much more.
Yes, there are many ideas. Until they become compositions, it takes really long time. So maybe there are many ideas that you don't hear, but those ideas might become songs one day. They are now the beginning, Sometimes it takes 5 years from the moment I have idea to the moment this idea becomes a song. So maybe now I will try to compose something. Here is an idea I had 3 years ago. Let's try to see if we can do something with it, And then it comes.
I know that now we have much more composition and album listen to, and I invite you join and enjoy this music to know much more about this great musician. Thank you for interview.
Thank you so much.
And really wait
great.
for your release, and of course concert in Kodesh, yeah?
Yes, definitely. Cool.